Hello my friends, in this video I want to talk about the future of the Eurasian space uh, and want to begin with the collapse of the USSR. It happened in 1991 as we know, and since then the Russia and the 15 republics have begun their own ways. Some entered NATO, North Atlantic Treaty organizations. Some stayed away from Russia or Western way. Some got closer to Russia, and some are hesitating between the West, even China and Russia. So, since the USSR collapsed, there was an organization called uh, Union of Independent States. In Russian, it would sound like SNG. Uh, this organization was made after the collapse in 1991. And the countries which were included into these organizations were Ukraine. Now it is not, but at that time, yes. Ukraine, Belarus Republic, Russia, Kazakhstan, and if I'm not mistaken, there was also Uzbekistan. This organization was made just to cooperate between countries, to travel between countries, and so on. Now, this organization leaves much to be desired in any political cases, and Ukraine has left it. Then, year by year, years were going on, and the time was passing. We came to 2000, to the year of 2000, when the authority, when the power in Russia was changed. There was a democratic president, Boris Yeltsin, the first president of Russia, who tried to make the democratic changes, but unfortunately they led to serious controversials countering inside Russia, and there were many separatist let's say moods. Let's say there were many separatistic movements here. Nobody knew what to do with them. The Chechen Republic was going to declare its independence from Russia. Other countries started watching to the west, exactly, we'll say, about Baltic countries who are now the members of North Atlantic Treaty Organization and European Union. Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia. Okay, what we have? The year of 2000, Chechen Republic is kept in Russia's territory. Then there were also different separatistic movements in the Ural, in Siberia, and the second republic was Tatarstan Republic. Now it is fully under Moscow's control, fully, and in this case, this were how do you say that, achievement of our president, of our current president. I suppose till 2008 these questions were almost solved with the republics which were going to declare their independence from Russia, being as a part of the federation. It didn't happen, and I suppose it is a good achievement, because we kept the whole country together, and moreover started working. It was made via force. Yes, I agree with this, and don't want to say that this didn't happen anytime here. Anyway, we have what we have, as I like to say. Since then, and also since 2000, since the year of 2000, and even before the year of 2000, there was an organization like Russian-Belarusian Common State. It was a deepened integration between two countries, and to some thoughts, to some ideas, and to some um, data, let's say, and information. The president of Belarus Republic, the leader, the internal leader, Lukashenko, wanted to take power in Russia and to make it one big state. I don't know how it would be called, Rus Belarus or something like this. So this didn't happen, but the integration between two countries was really deepened. It is even shown in that people who come from Belarus to Russia can work with their passports, and they don't need visas, they don't need migration cards. They also can easily buy the flat here and easily get the Russian citizenship, but there is no merit to do it because they're the only one how to say difference between Russian citizenship and Belarusian citizenship, that Belarusian people can't take part in elections here, and Russians can't take part in elections in Belarus Republic. So, and later we found out that some countries were watching to the side of the West, including Ukraine, before 2004. Before 2004, there almost was an independent state, and by the way, lots of the Soviet inheritance was sold there. The planes were cut off to the iron, and the ports and harbors like Odessa and the plants which were situated in Ukraine were being sold by oligarchs, by businessmen. People were just living on the Soviet inheritance, and they lost a lot during till 2014. The country has become very how to say poor. Okay, but we're talking about the future of the Eurasian space. And anyway, in 2004, Ukraine was watching to the side of the West, and there was so-called Orange Revolution there, when the oppositional politician came to power, came to heading the country. His name was Viktor Yushchenko, and he made the course to integrate to European political space and to come closer to NATO and US also. Of course, nobody liked in Moscow this course, but didn't do anything with this. Tried to controverse and tried to irritate it and to stop this closing to Europe. And Yushchenko was poisoned by, I suppose, it is not told by anybody, but I suppose in the West, in the Western security services, like FBI or CIA, people know that the Yushchenko was poisoned by Russian special forces, like FSB or GRU, the main security service or something like this. It is translated. The first negative bell, by the way, to the side of the Ukraine. Okay, continuing. uh, the organization of SNG, it is called so-called in Russia, the Union of Independent States, starting losing its popularity uh, because of I don't know how to say that. Uh, the countries wanted to make their own politics here. Kazakhstan, Belarus, when the Putin came to power, they were still seriously integrated, but in this case, Lukashenko understood that he will not get the power here in Russia, and they started moving out from each other, uh, and Lukashenko was trying to play with the West and with Russia, and deep inside his soul, he knew that there can't be any other way for Belarus. He must be with the West, or there were just two ways. If he is fully with the West, with Poland, with European Union, or he fully with Russia. Uh, Nobody was going to excuse his problem. There were two uh, big players in the world's politician area, let's say this way. And at the end, he spoiled relations with Europe and came closer to Russia because the whole Belarus economics depends on Russians' credits, Russian money, Russian gas, oil, and so on, and investments, of course. Going on, let's go to 2008. A serious problem happened in the south of Russia. There was so-called Georgian-Russian war. To tell the truth, I can't still understand properly the situation went there, but let's say that in the end of the war, in August of 2008, there appeared two independent states, Abkhazia and South Ossetia, or cutting off from Georgia. Abkhazian and Georgian conflict used to be, not used to be, but continued for quite a long time, since even Soviet times. And the South Ossetia, it's very interesting thing. It is like it was a domestic problem of the Georgia, something like this. But at least there appeared two independent states which were recognized by Russia and some other countries, by not Western countries. Georgia was trying to enter NATO also, but now the road there is closed by Russian forces. Going on further and further, and between 2008 2014 there was like a little controversy and even reload between Russia and West, and trying to find common points of view, common things where they could do the best. But this led to Ukrainian crisis, and I suppose the foreign special forces like FBI, like State Department, and some European countries' spies are were making their political, how to say that, will in Ukraine to create anti-Russian state. So and they could almost do successfully this thing. The Ukrainians even didn't know about this, and they were tempted by economy of the European Union. It's like something new for them, and also visa-free regime for Ukrainian citizens, and this led Russia to serious, how to say, serious problems, serious ways to make serious steps when it comes the issue about Ukraine. And I predicted that the Crimea would be returned. That is because of some treaty organizations or agreements, sorry, between Russia and Turkey, and geopolitically, the Russian fleet, which was staying in Sevastopol, was it must stay there anyway. So the annexion was irreplaceable. It was irreplaceable. Who controls Crimea controls almost the whole waters in Black Sea, in the Black Sea, and Russia couldn't allow to lose this control over it. And of course, if the Russian fleet left Crimea, Turkish fleet and NATO fleet would go there easily, which would use Ukraine as a part of anti-Russian country. I don't know, just to use them to make Russia weaker. It is really obvious in this case. I know maybe Ukraine is free country and so on, but it would be used by the states just to make Russia weaker. Okay, let's go on. The year of 2015, the new organization was created. This is a serious thing, very serious thing. Before it was created, there was a political forecast of Stratfor organization, that there are two ways of Russia. It can be collapsed in a couple of states, or will face the USSR 2.0. Then I was thinking, what is the way Russia will choose, people of Russia will choose, and what will be decided. And even it was super difficult to make a forecast for the next 5 or 6 years. What could be done on the space, on the very big space. It is more than 1/6 part of the whole territory, of the whole land in the world. So what can be chosen? What will be the way of development, of the future political development? What are future formations are going to be there? Nobody knew, and even I didn't know. Or there will be a collapse, there will be Ural states, Siberian states. By the way, separatists movements starting getting their popularity here in 2014, 2015. And I suppose also that American and European forces were forcing them to divide Russia. And I have lots of thoughts about this. Maybe not to divide, but make it weaker in the political area, in the political arena. Okay, and later the years were going by, in 2015, the Eurasian Economic Union was created. The countries entered there were Kazakhstan, Belarus Republic, Armenia, and they were, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Belarus Republic, and Armenia and Kyrgyzstan were just observing it to enter later, and later they entered. So Kyrgyzstan in August signed the agreement, and Armenia in January. So, and we got a great Eurasian Economic Union where people could travel without visas, where people could work in any organization without special extra documents, and where there were no taxes in the borders. That was a great step in integration the countries. Okay, going on. Yes, I told this will be a big video. Going on. The year of 2002, we're facing war in Ukraine. Serious step here, and the rebellion movements in Kazakhstan. And by the way, I have forgotten to say that there is also the Collective Security Treaty Organization was also created. I can't remember when, but before, and it was used to counter the rebellions in Kazakhstan. So this organization is viral, let's say this way. It is not like maybe it's like a counterpart to North Atlantic Treaty Organization, but we see the forces of Collective Security Treaty Organization didn't participate anywhere abroad, only just to secure their territory. Okay, going on. And the war broke out between Russia and Ukraine now. It is so-called like a special military operations, but we know this is a war against Ukraine state, and I get lots of news from different sources, from the Ukrainian side and from Russian side, and I see that it is just anti-Russian state. There was created anti-Russian state, and the demand for neutral status is a good way to de-escalate this conflict and to stop the war. It must not be the part of NATO and maybe European Union, okay, but not part of the NATO. And this will be the best way for Ukraine to develop. If it's not without Russia, it won't be with any other countries. It is obviously now. It is not my view. It is the view of the heads of Russia, because what they do, this points to it, to this conclusion. And now, to my mind, having the Eurasian Economic Union, it will be remained in something like Eurasian Union, the political organization, and this would lead to the updated, renewed USSR. That is my conclusion right now. It is clearly and understandable for me now. I don't know if it's gonna be pretty good, but I suppose it's a historical Russian way of development. So, in this moment, I suppose this would be the end. And the funny thing, in one of the cartoons, everybody knows that the Simpsons cartoon, which predict the future. And in one of the in one of the shows, there were a scene where Russian representative on a UN assembly told that we were kidding and the USSR still exists. So on these words, I suppose I will finish this big video. I hope I could give you the information very short format, because it's super a lot of information, and it will be a bit clearer what's going on right now here, and the consequences which are going to happen on the Eurasian political space, and what future formation are going to be here. Thank you for watching this video, and have a good day. If you like it, please subscribe and leave likes. I would appreciate it.